Dan O'Hare with you. Thank you for joining me for another episode of the KOZY Cafe here on KOZY 93.1 FM, 1320 AM. I am joined by the one and only band Twist of Fate. I am here with everybody. Why don't you introduce yourself?
I'm Beth.
I'm David.
I'm Presley.
I'm Mike.
I'm Randy.
Thank you guys for coming in. Really appreciate it. Let's just kick off right away. You guys have been busy. You're only going to get busier.
Yes.
Yep. I've been following your guys' Facebook pages, and I see that you guys are booking out already for 2025.
Yes, we are.
Presley, you're not one for words, but I'm going to jump in right away. I know we talked about it before, but first time I saw you play drums, knee-high to this table, banging around like animal back there, and I believe it was Godsmack, correct?
Yeah, Bad Religion.
Bad Religion, yeah. Is that still one of your favorite songs to play?
I haven't played it in a long time, but I listen to it a lot.
I can tell how you've grown and just came into your own behind that drum set. Just watching you guys over the course of time and being at Tall Timber Days and a few other, you just look like you're having a ball back there.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun.
Let's get into the origin about Twist of Fate. How did the band all come together?
Well, we originally started back in about 1996 or 97. We've switched out members since then quite a bit. And we took a very long 13-year break, regrouped, and then broke up again, and now we've regrouped and we've brought in Mike and David, and they've been an awesome fit for our band. Awesome fit.
You guys look like your family up there when you play.
Feels like family.
Yeah.
And you know, I don't think I ever see you guys not smiling when you're playing, and that just shows that you have the chemistry and what makes a great band.
Absolutely.
Dave, you've been playing with bands for a while now, in and out. You were with Atlantis and Lost City and a few others.
I started with Split Decision in the early 80s. That's the first time I played in Grand Rapids. It was 81.
Wow, jeez. Some of your influences.
Alex Lifeson.
Okay.
And my mom played piano, and I sat and played piano, and then she taught me how to play the classical guitar with chord books, and that's the reason I started playing. So I do like Peter Frampton and Eddie Van Halen, James Taylor. They were the ones that I can't stop playing.
Well, you know, you can't, if it's good, you got to keep going with it, right?
Yeah.
So, Presley, how about some of your influences?
Well, my first ever influence that even got me starting drums was Nick Jonas from the Jonas Brothers.
Okay.
And that's about the time they got me my first drum set. I was like 2-ish. Mm-hmm. And then that evolved into like Neil Peart and the drummer from 21 Pilots, Josh Dunn.
Yes.
And Joey Jordison from Slipknot, the original drummer. And then their newest drummer, Eloy Casagrande, too.
Okay. I was going to say, have the music always been in your life, but with your parents being right here, it's always been there. So you kind of grew up there in the crib, always hearing music for you. Mike, you play bass, and you're not originally from Grand Rapids, are you?
No, I'm from New Haven, Connecticut, actually.
An
hour northeast of Manhattan.
East Coast, you're coming to the Midwest.
True.
I know it gets cold out there, but does it get as cold out here?
God, no.
No?
That was a shock for me, but yeah.
Mike, what are some of your influences in music, whether it be playing bass or whether you played guitar or anything else before?
Actually, from the 70s, I would say. I have an older brother, so I listened to a lot of 70s music on the radio. My mother listened to it, and then my brother, I started playing acoustic guitar when I was like 13, and then my mother said, hey, you want to take lessons? And I would hear the bass and Jethro Tull.
Yes.
And I loved the sound of that instrument. My brother told me it was, so I went right to the bass, and then it was Black Sabbath downhill.
Nice. Okay. Well, I mean, going downhill, I mean, that's going uphill if you ask me. In my world, that's parenting and family done right, listening to the radio.
True, yeah.
Randy, how about you? You play guitar. Have you always played guitar, or just something that you picked up and was like, hey, I like that sound and I want to learn it?
I've been playing guitar for a long time. I'm kind of like Mike. I have a brother that played guitar, and he gave me my first guitar in a paper bag and said, if you can put it together, you can play it. So I took it to the local music store and had them build it for me, and then I played at home, and I just kind of messed around and learned some chords or whatever, and then the first time I heard Black Sabbath Iron Man, that opening guitar, I just wanted to know what that was.
That big bend and everything, yes.
And I was like, that's the coolest sound, I want to be able to do that, and my friend that showed me the song, he's like, well, it's a guitar. So from there on out, it was downhill.
Yeah.
You know?
Who are some of your favorites on guitar?
Always got to say Eddie Van Halen, right? He was a big influence in the 80s, just watching him do what he could do on guitar.
Absolutely.
Later on would be like Dimebag Darrell.
So a little bit more of the heavier, ones.
I'm more of the heavier guy in the band for sure.
There's nothing wrong with that. You know, got to have those metalheads out there, right?
Yeah,
Zach Wild was Zach Wild was a big, when he hit the scene, I was like, holy crap.
Yeah, he's good.
That dude was a beast.
He is a beast. One of Ozzy's favorite guitar players. Who actually came in to replace Randy Rhoads after he passed.
Randy Rhoads was
another one. Yeah, you can't talk Ozzy without Randy and those guys in there.
There's too many to name. Right. Sure.
Beth, for you stepping out in front, being a singer, have you always been a lead singer?
Twisted Fate is the first band I've ever been in, and only band I've ever been in.
Okay. Right. So being out in front is something new for you. You play it very well as a lead singer, and your vocals are amazing. Your influences, vocal-wise, in some of your favorite bands?
I would say Pat Benatar was probably my first.
Okay.
And I've always liked to listen to female vocalists who their vocals are challenging. So like Whitney Houston, Mariah Carey, Celine Dion, that kind of vocal.
The challenging ones.
The challenging ones. Yeah.
I know you've mentioned before, and we talked about it before, one of your favorite influences, the Jets.
Yes.
From back in the 80s. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I remember when they had their first single out, Crush on You, back in the 80s. I was like, wow, they're pretty cool. And then we actually met when I was at a trade show back in about maybe 91 or so, and then they came up here for a show that I had put together for a fundraiser, and then we connected again back in 94 and just kind of remained friends, and to this day, yeah, they're a great group of people. They were a huge influence for me too.
That's neat to have that connection and still have that connection with somebody from way back when, and just know, hey, that's my influence and I know them.
They still talk, and she'll give Beth pointers on.
She actually, Moana did for our release.
Really?
She gave me some pointers on how to find my voice for that.
Wow,
yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I thought it was just cool when I got to meet, inadvertently Prince. That's a story I'll tell you guys. Short version of that story. He came back from being Symbol Guy, or the artist formerly known as.
Yeah.
And we were at Paisley Park, and he was doing a welcome back party that night, and we just happened to be there, and I came out of the bathroom and it was packed. And I'm looking for my friends, doing this over the top, trying to look for where they are, and all of a sudden I hear, hey man, what do you think this show's going to be like? And I'm still looking for my friends.
Yeah.
And I'm like, are you kidding me? Prince, he's awesome. It's going to rock. This should be a great little thing. And I heard, thanks, man. That means a lot. And then I hear the click of the heels, and I turn, and walking away from me is Prince.
Oh, my gosh.
If I would have just taken that 2 split seconds to turn, I would be like, oh, my gosh, it's Roger, Prince, hey.
That's awesome.
And at that time, I would probably called him Roger, and he probably would have looked at me weird, or just been like, no you don't, kind of thing. But
get out of my house.
Wow.
Right, kind of thing, right? But
that's awesome.
No, it's always nice to have that connection with a group and still be able to have that connection.
Yep.
With you guys playing as much as you have been over this year, what has been some of your favorite shows that you've played?
Tall Timber Days. That was so much fun.
The street dance was a great time.
Big street dance.
Yeah.
That was packed.
We've had some great shows this year.
Yeah, I think Tall Timber Days was really like a big eye opener. I was like,
that was a lot of fun. We absolutely loved it.
Well, hopefully they ask you back again.
I hope so.
We also play in Jacobson, and they keep hiring us back, and they're just such a great group of people.
Yes.
I was going to say, I saw you guys down in Jacobson on the bill a couple times.
They just hired us again for twice next year. Like, we want you guys back, and they're just such a great
community.
They're all so nice.
Those are around the woods with an old stage. It's around our building. It's beautiful.
It's awesome.
Yeah, those are the fun shows to do.
Right. I was going to say those smaller ones, when that kind of community is fun. And you guys have such a great following and a fan base too. I'll go out and see where you guys are playing, and I see a lot of the same people that just as well as you guys are having fun on stage, they are having fun on the dance floor.
Right. And we appreciate those people so much.
Yeah, we have a pretty big group.
We like every show we play, but there's ones that are just like Tall Timber Days was a highlight for sure.
Mm-hmm.
What's it like for you guys, and I'll go around and ask you individually on this question, what is it like to be up on stage knowing that the songs you're playing is having people forget about their problems for a little bit. Like they're singing along, they're dancing, and that's got to bring a smile to your face. What does that feel like, Beth, for you inside? You know, what are your feelings?
Oh, it just brings me joy to know that we're, you know, giving people just a few hours that they can just forget about whatever's going on in their lives. So to me, there's no feeling like that.
Right.
There just isn't.
Dave, when you are up there ripping on guitar, playing a little bit of a solo, and you see those guys out there air guitaring along with you, what does that feel like for you?
I feel like I'm doing my job, inspiring kids to play guitar, and I just love it. It's in your heart.
Yeah, that's. I mean, I love watching you guys play.
Yep.
And those 45-year-old guys still out there air guitaring it up. I don't care, you know. Presley, drums. Seeing you back there, but also I see you scanning the crowd too, and you can tell people are having fun. And what's that mean to you?
I really enjoy it because it kind of helps me in a way also forget about everything going on in my life, and especially in today's society, there's so much to be stressed about and everything, so just knowing it's kind of like just feeding off of each other.
Kind of a little bit of your release along with them as well. Mike, how about for you? What do you love most about being up there and looking out into the crowd?
Definitely, like when you look out, I look out quite a bit because I'm the bass player. So, I can really see somebody when it kicks in there. I can see them just get like it brings them back somewhere, right?
Right.
You know, like Beth and Randy, everybody sees like it brings you 2 hours away from everything, and that's why I play myself. And then when we're locking in on a groove, because I am the bass player and I can feel that energy, that's awesome. I can see the crowd feel it too.
Yeah.
Especially when you like play their favorite song, you can just see their face.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Randy, how about for you? When you're playing guitar, you look out and you see little kids dancing and hopping around and jamming.
To me, that's my favorite. I love watching the little kids get out and dance. They're just so uninhibited, and they're just fun to watch. And there's multiple reasons I like watching people have a good time also, and kind of like Presley, it also helps me get out of my stresses too.
Right.
In my life, you know, it's just kind of a stress relief, and just a couple hours we can just have a good time and not worry about politics and religion and all the other stuff going on. It's just like, let's just have a good time, you know, and that's fun for me.
That's got to be the biggest feeling. I know that, you know, when I get a chance to play or whatever, and I go up there and I see people singing along, I'm like, all right, you know, like you said, Dave, you feel like you're doing your job.
When I play Take It Easy, the whole bar is singing with me. I just love it.
That's cool. And it's, you know, we talked about the kids being out there. What I love seeing too is our elder community when they come out and dance. You guys played at the Eagles, which is a little bit of an older crowd, but it's so fun to see them go out there and still do their twirls and their dances. And
they get out more than the younger people.
Yeah, I mean,
Eagles is kind of like both. They have a crowd in the beginning of the night that's the older crowd, and they come up and dance, and then they leave, and then this younger crowd comes in, and then they're up doing their thing. So it's
kind of like a little bit later in the evening kind of thing. Yeah. Let's talk about what your favorite song is that you guys get to play and sing. Beth, what is your favorite one that you get to belt out and just be like, yeah, this is my song and you guys are going to love this?
I have two.
Okay.
Barracuda, My Heart.
Excellent.
And You Ought to Know by Alanis Morissette.
Which we did hear you guys play when we opened up the show, so we'll appreciate the great song. Beth, your vocals are amazing, so love it. Dave, favorite song to play?
Take It Easy and Purple Rain. People go crazy. So you can just watch the people singing it. Yeah.
And gotta love it.
People love when you do Prince.
They do. You're right. I mean, Minnesota bands got to be doing Prince. Presley, how about for you? How back there on the drums?
It's kind of hard to pick. You know, I really like. There's some songs I really enjoy doing the opening, like Pour Some Sugar on Me. We kind of have our own opening with it. So I love doing that, but like Mom said, you know, Barracuda is always so fun to play. So I really like playing all of them.
And Mike, your favorite song?
Actually, now that we added, I love when we do Enter Sandman because it's everybody loves that.
Oh, everybody knows when it comes to that.
I'm like Randy, I like heavy music, but it kind of gets my heaviness.
I gotta get you ready to go. Randy, your favorite one?
For me, it's honestly it's the same two songs as Beth because I feel like our whole band just locks up on those songs. And they're just tight, and it's kind of like, yeah, you're going to watch us do these songs, and people literally stop doing what they're doing, especially during Barracuda, and they will watch. And they come up after how many times have people come up after the song and said, you guys nailed that song? You know, so I mean, it's a good feeling to know that we can provide that level of showmanship, I guess. I don't know.
Well, I mean, I mean, you could call it showmanship, professionalism, but you can just call it fun, too.
It's fun,
You know what I mean?
It was funny, at Salt Timber Days when we did Barracuda, there was this girl in front of me, and she was just getting into the music, right? And when you hit that note, you should have saw her. She was like, it was great watching her reaction to her hit that note. It was great. You know?
And that goes back to what we talked about, seeing how the fans react to you guys playing and getting into it.
Right.
And that's one of those moments. It's got to be like, yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
You know, that's what we're up here doing. Going back to some of the influences and things, what in your time or even now, what have been some of your favorite shows and concerts to go to? Because I know you guys are like me, you're big concert goers. I saw that you went to Korn recently.
That was so fun.
So
Gojira.
Oh my
Gojira, right.
They were awesome.
So a little bit more of the heavier stuff that we talked about. But, I mean, if those were the most recent, what are some of your favorite past concerts that you've been to?
Oh gosh, for me, Pat Benatar was my first concert I ever gone to in my life.
Oh wow!
I was like 18 or 19 years old, and of course the Jets. I've seen them probably 100 times, but I'd say Pat Benatar, and then Gojira was like, I'd never heard them before.
So a little from one end of the spectrum to the other.
I love that heavy stuff too. It's like I love it. So,
Dave, how about you? Favorite concert?
Rush. I saw Rush a few years ago, and then I saw AC/DC a long time ago. It was in the '90s, and that concert was great. And Rush was great too. It was a long concert, but
AC/DC's going back out on tour right here. Rumor has it they might start in Minnesota. We'll have to see what they do.
This is a whole show. It was fun.
Yeah.
All over the stage. He's funny. And he can play.
I hadn't seen them in, I don't know, it's been a long time, but yeah, as you said, they're just a great band.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so tight, so solid, just fun to watch.
Sing like that all night, I don't know.
Between Brian Johnson and Bon Scott, I'd be hoarse the next day.
Yeah.
Presley, how about you?
I mean, we've been to Rush too, and Korn and stuff. I mean, you know, she's not really our type of music, but Billie Eilish is my absolute favorite.
She's got a great voice.
Yes.
You got to give her that.
Yes,
her vocals and her style is a little different than what we're used to, but it fits.
Yeah.
And that's cool that you brought up something newer and modern, because a lot of people are like, oh yeah, we know all these other bands, but
we've seen her twice. She puts on an amazing show.
We were just there last Sunday.
Yeah.
And we've actually been taking Presley. We started taking her to concerts at 3.5.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Her first concert was AFI.
Yeah, and
nice.
they're still. I listen to their music still. I'm like, these guys are just awesome.
Great band. One of my favorites, actually. So, Mike, how about you?
I've seen quite a bit because I grew up near New York.
Right. So you've had the
band. But I think the one that really sits with me the most was I got to see Tool in 2001.
Ooh.
And Phantom Moss opened for them, but it was unbelievable. And they were so still prime then.
Right.
So that was definitely the whole show was. Like mind altering.
Those are the ones that stick in your mind, right?
Yeah.
Randy, how about you?
I have a couple actually. So Rush would be one because I got to see Neil Peart before he passed away.
Yes.
Pantera in their heyday with Dimebag.
All the original members.
And his brother on drums. Right before the Southern Trendkill album came out, that was a great concert. We got to see Van Halen before Eddie died, and then we just got to see the Pantera reunion with Zakk Wylde playing, and that was pretty good too. Those are the ones for me that really stick out.
It's like they're so tight and heavy, and they're a great band.
And we're talking about all these bands, and we're not getting any younger, and neither are they. But they're coming out. Pantera being one of them, and they're still able to have that sound. Last time I saw Rush, State Fair, I think it was.
Yep.
They were a little bit older, but Geddy Lee and Neil Peart, they just were, for a 3-piece to make it sound like it's an 8-piece band going for them.
And with those bands, even Korn and everything, it sounds like you're just listening to their album.
Right.
You know, just play
and that's one of the things that you want to go to the concert. Yeah, let them have their own little flair or whatever, but you also used to that album style.
They're just all so good.
I would have to add Gojira to that too. Gojira. For three guys,
right.
I'm still blown away.
There is one member of your crew that's not here and takes care of a lot of the making sure you have a list of your songs and the vocals. Who would that be?
That would be Holly, our sound tech, and we could not do this without her.
We love her.
We love her so much.
She does a great job.
When I saw you guys at Tall Timber Days, what I thought were sound monitors were actually screens for you guys, and it, in case you get lost in your spot. And I'm like, that is genius. So to your sound tech, bravo. Absolutely bravo for a wonderful job that she does.
She does everything off stage. So, I mean, she takes care of everything else.
If it wasn't for her, I would have to be stopping the song so much because I play hard, so my cymbals are always falling down. I'm always losing my sticks, and she's right there.
Yeah.
So she's not only just the sound tech, but she's the instrument tech. She
sees something going on, she'll come right up on stage and take care of it, fix it, whatever.
Even before we even notice it.
Yep.
How did she get into doing the sound?
She was a friend of old band member.
Okay.
And our son Chris used to be our sound tech, and then he started his own True North DJ.
Okay.
With Chris. So he kind of went on to do that, and then they found Holly and
stuck with her since.
And even after we broke up, when we got back together again, I called her. I'm like, well, and she's like, yes, please.
That's unbelievable what she does for you guys.
Oh yeah,
she's an amazing.
And then when the lyrics roll, she'll highlight the first line. So if you're on stage and you're looking away and you look back, you know where you're at. So
she knows exactly how to be tuned in with you guys in the band to make sure
to practices once in a while and just goes through stuff with us, and
she'll just sit there and just listen.
She's constantly studying like sound issues and how to run the board better, and I mean she's constantly doing that stuff.
And that and you got to do that, constantly learning, especially in this world with the equipment and everything changing. Exactly. Crazy, so you just don't know. So if you guys see her, let her know that Dano from the radio station says I salute you and hats off. Because,
we couldn't ask for a better sound person.
So we're talking about your release. You guys went into the studio. You guys sent me a rough copy before of the song, and it was called Your Pain.
Yes.
And you said we want to do something with it, and we want to be able to have a little bit more produced. You went over to a local guy.
Yep.
Dave Copeland.
Yep. He's awesome.
Shout out to you, Dave. Excellent job.
We love him.
And you guys released it, and I heard it, and I was absolutely blown away by every technical aspect of it, from the breakdown to the vocals to the guitar to the bass parts, and then Presley to your drumming, the double bass sound that I hear back there when you go into the chorus. It's just, you can hear every style of your guys' music that has the influence to you in that song. And I just have to say I am very impressed, and bravo. And I think you guys had a lot of views and a lot of listens on it.
Yeah, a lot.
Overwhelms you. I saw your the Twisted Face Facebook page of, I could tell when you're writing there's a little bit of emotion.
Yeah.
You just in some of the words, but that just shows you guys what you as a group, as Twisted Fate family band, bring to the table and how people can resonate to you. And I think that is one of the most important things about music and what you guys do.
I agree.
And I cannot wait to see what 2025 has in store for you.
Us too.
And the way it sounds, you guys have no intention of slowing down anytime soon.
No. We don't want to. No.
Because that's when you slow down, that's when it starts not to be fun anymore, right?
Yeah, we want to get more shows and bigger shows and more songs.
Play some events,
I think that would be fun, and I would love to see you.
This next year is more bigger event shows.
Well, I want to say thank you guys for coming in. It has been such a pleasure to meet with you guys, listen to you guys, and we do have a treat. If you guys haven't heard it yet, we're going to now hear Twisted Fate's, their own original, called Your Pain. That was recorded right here in Grand Rapids at a local studio. You guys, before we play the song, you just want to give a little background on the song?
Presley and I wrote the music part of it.
Yeah,
during COVID.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because we had lost all of our shows because COVID.
Right.
So Presley and I were just like, let's just sit down and
just mess around.
We just came up with some stuff, and then
you got the guitar.
Beth heard the music to that, and she's like, I think I got some words to it. Dave and Mike came into the song. They actually changed some of it and made it so much better.
Quarter,
Dave's guitar part I had never even heard until we went into the studio. He's like, I came up with this last night, and he started playing it, and even David Copeland was like, that's one of the best guitar things I've ever heard in my life. So yeah, but
it's great though.
It's simple to our guitar player Dave, but he just changed the
whole vibe
mood, mood of the song. Even
it adds a lot of feeling to the song.
Oh, I love it, and again, great job.
Mike's
Thank
bass.
you.
I mean,
Mike, your bass lines. People are like, you can't really hear bass in a song. Yeah, well, you can. You should listen.
And then David Copeland.
Yeah.
Went on.
He took a couple weeks and mastered it, and so.
Well, again, I can't wait for people to hear this song, "Twist of Fate." Thank you guys for coming in.
Thank you.
Thank you to everybody that's been listening here on the KOZY Cafe. Appreciate you. You can hear this every last Friday of every month. Twist of Fate will be up this month, so we're excited. So here they are, Twist of Fate, with their song "Your Pain." Thanks for listening.
You said I would be the only one to fill your empty heart. You couldn't save me from yourself, and I drank your bitter love. Then you took my heart and filled it with your lies. It's time you face the truth. save me from yourself.